October energy forecast. So let me just start off by saying that October is the major change and transformation that many of us have been waiting for. Of course, we just entered into Libra season that activated the equinox energy that reset the karmic scales of this new soul cycle that we're all collectively moving into. We've jumped timelines, we've upped our vibration and frequency, and October is going to prove to be the time of change where we actually start seeing those changes kind of manifest in our physical realm. Starting off with the fact that, of course, the modern day calendar is telling us that October is the 10th month. And if we choose to believe that, then I guess we're aligning with the vibration of one. One is the new emergence of self. It is a new beginning, a fresh, clean slate, a brand new cycle, which I guess is very applicable according to where it is that we're at in this astrological calendar. But when we look at the root word of October, we're talking about oct. Oct means 8. 8 is death, endings, closures. In order for a rebirth, a renewal, a resurrection to actually take place. This is where true transformation, true metamorphosis actually manifests in our physical realm. So as we've been discussing, we've been that caterpillar, we moved into that cocoon, we kind of dissolved ourselves into this state of goo in order to build ourselves up in a new way. The new version of self that is trying to emerge will emerge in Scorpio season towards the end of October, when the butterfly finally is formed and we get to bust out of this cocoon and test out our new wings. But we're not there yet. Of course, we're coming into October under Libra season, which is the vibration of 7. None of us should be surprised on what the life lessons of 7 are, seeing as we're in the year of 7 being in 2023. This has been a year and now a month where we need to concentrate on relationships, starting with the new relationship we're building within ourselves. That is most important. We have to find balance between the old version of self, new version of self, between our inner realm, our outer realm, between us and the people that we're choosing to share our lives with. We have to make peace with some of the things that have transpired. We have to accept some of the crappy hands in which have been dealt to us. And in that, realize where we have the opportunity to create happiness, joy, beauty, pleasure in our everyday life. So coming into October 1st, we finally see Mercury clear his post-retrograde shadow period. He's still in his place of power in Virgo energy, albeit at the very final degrees of Virgo energy, which may help us kind of clear up some of the confusion and really focus on the areas of our lives that need a little bit more organization, need to be fixed, healed, repaired in a lot of ways. Now, we've had tunnel vision on with Mercury in Virgo, as we normally do. Of course, tunnel vision was kind of projected back because retrograde, we had to reflect back on how it is that we even got here. But on the 4th, we have Mercury moving into Libran energy, which is going to knock that tunnel vision goggle right off of our face and really open us up to see more, to see the bigger, broader perspective, if you will. Now, granted, Libran energy gives us the opportunity to see both sides of the coin. But we're very indecisive in Libran energy. So we sit on the fence, kind of debating the pros and cons of both grasses that we're looking at to see which grass is greener. We won't know until the end of Libra season. Right now, we're just focused on kind of gaining more information and details so that we can make a better, more informed decision about some of the choice points that we got going on in our life. Mercury being in Libran energy gives us an opportunity to get our heart and our head in alignment. We're chatty Cathys. We want to reconcile. We want to negotiate. We want to compromise. We want everything to be tickety-boo, especially in our relationship dynamics. We're thinking a lot more fair. We're thinking a lot more positive, a lot more bubbly-like. Now, granted, there is a shallowness that comes with Libran energy. We tend to wear a happy-go-lucky mask while masking the more complex emotions, thoughts, and ideas that we're hiding away from the world. Now, Mercury in this Libran energy definitely going to put us in a different perspective to balance the scales of all the different situations and circumstances that we've been very confused about while Mercury had been retrograde and, of course, in his state of confusion as he crept out of his post-retrograde shadow period. On October 8th, we have Venus, the goddess of love, beauty, worth, pleasure, and money, not only clearing her post-retrograde shadow period that she's been in for quite some time, but also moving into Virgo energy. So a couple of things happening here. First of all, we're gaining a lot more clarity in the heart space. Of course, to take you back to June, we entered into that Leo energy, the heart and soul of the zodiac. We went retrograde in it, so we had to kind of beat ourselves down and really take a good look at our physical realms, the reality in which our version of self had created. We understood what needed to stay, what needed to go, and who needed to stay and go according to whether or not they were contributing to our happiness, our pleasure, our joy, our safety, our security, our stability. We had a major change of heart, of course, with her resurrection on August 13th, where she was brought to life. And since then, we've been sitting in the emotional confusion on building ourselves up emotionally speaking to be bold and brave and courageous enough to do the right thing, which is the hard thing, which is to let some things and people go. Now in Virgo energy, albeit small details, small moves, small adjustments. We're focused in on our daily lives, what we actually have control over. Granted, we're going to be real and raw and authentic in our heart space. So as long as our heart and our head are in agreement, we're going to be able to take action and make moves to rearrange and restructure our physical realms in accordance to what it is that we've already kind of arrived at while we were sitting in the retrograde energy and post-retrograde funk. Venus and Virgo energy, she's logical, she's practical, she wants to take control, she wants to organize, especially according to the heart space. She wants to bring in more time, more energy, more effort to bring happiness, joy, and pleasure into her every day. When it comes to, let's say, the love language, this is all about acts of service. We want to take, I'm going to say, moves, actions to suggest love, affection, and consideration for the people that we're keeping around, that we're deeming to be of worth and value, that contribute to making our lives happier, more joyful, more safe, more secure. We're definitely going to see a different approach to our affections, to our relationship dynamics. Again, considering the fact that we're still in Libra season, where the scales of our relationship dynamics and landscapes are forever changing, these are going to be small, little, tiny bits of physical adjustments that we can make in our physical realm, in our day-to-day lives, in order to kind of mirror back to us what it is that we've already grasped, a picture, a vision, a dream of while we sat in the retrograde funk. October 10th, we have Pluto, the great transformer himself, going direct at 27 degrees in Capricorn energy. Of course, Pluto's been in this Capricorn energy since 2008. We got a little bit of a reprieve there at the beginning of the year when we dipped our toe in the Aquarian energy, but we were very quick to pull it back out. We weren't ready. We had to go back. We had to examine our physical lives. We had to take a look at the physical structures and foundations of the physical realm in which our old self had created. Of course, we came into 2023 at 27 degrees of this Capricorn energy. So for many of us, there's a reflection back to to the beginning of this year as we sit in the ending of this year to see where it is that things have changed, what has transpired, what really kind of, deviated us from our path. This isn't right or wrong. It's just a realization on where some unexpected events have taken place. And if we go back to May, when Pluto first entered into his retrograde, that's the time when we didn't see as much change and transformation, enough power and control in our exterior realm, because all of that energy was internalized. We had a big boss up that we had to do. We had a big glow up that we had to do. We really had to change and transform our inner being in order to be well equipped and well prepared to take the actions and necessary moves and changes needing to be made in our physical realms that now that Pluto's direct, we're going to be able to do. It's almost as if the crappy hands in which we've been dealt, the crappy situations that have transpired, we just kind of sat back and took it. And now we're going to play that hand, play those cards as best as we possibly can to make something good out of something bad, something beautiful out of something ugly. So now that we're moving forward, we're definitely going to see major changes and transformations, especially releasing, purging, letting go, ending a lot of the old form, the old structures, the old aspects of our old world that the old version of self had created. On October 12th, we have Mars, the god of war, ruling over our physical energy, our drive, our passion, our desires, even our anger, move into his rulership in Scorpio energy. Now, Mars rules over Aries energy as a primary ruler and over Scorpio energy as a co-ruler. Pluto is the primary ruler of Scorpio energy. So there's going to be a lot of change and a lot of transformation that we're actually going to be able to take action and make moves upon. Many of us haven't had the energy to give an F, to be excited, to be inspired, to be motivated, to be determined to do a damn thing, if we're all being honest with one another. And a lot of that is because Mars was not in a favorable energy, a favorable aspect. And it's been many, many moons since we've been in a supportive type of energy to take action and make moves to aggress ourselves on a new path in a new direction of our happiness, of our joy, of our desire. Now, trust me when I say that emotionally and intuitively speaking, we are going to be inspired, hell-bent, damn well and determined to see something through. Mars in the Scorpio energy is going to assert himself on the path, on the direction that is needed in order for us to get away from where it is that we've been and get us closer to where it is that we desire to be. There's going to be a huge forward movement, perseverance like no other. And it's going to feel very refreshing to actually care about something once again. On October 14th, we have the new moon solar eclipse taking place in Libran energy at 21 degrees. Now, yes, this means that we're moving into eclipse season. Reminder, eclipse season is about to sort us out and put us on the path that we failed to put ourselves on. This is wild card events. We have to expect the unexpected. Now, granted, a solar eclipse tends to add something to our life, give us something, give us a gift. However, for many of us, it won't be for another 6 months that we're able to look back at this particular point and period of time in order to understand that it actually was a blessing in disguise. Many people see the disruption, the unexpected events as a form of punishment. Again, karmically speaking, we're in a new karmic chapter. The eclipse energy definitely going to kick those karmic chapters off. And if we fail to put ourselves on the path and in the direction that our soul needs to be on in order to reach our soul's mission, our soul's potential, you best believe that the eclipse energy is going to show us exactly where it is that we need to be. Now, at 21 degrees in Libran energy, this is more about endings and closures over the last 2 years than it is about beginnings. But whatever it is that we are beginning or initiating is something that is going to fill the space and fill the void of the things that are falling apart and being left behind. Also considering the fact that this particular new moon solar eclipse in Libran energy is the quote unquote beginning of a new method, of a new environment, a new dynamic, especially in relationships, that popped off from the full moon in Aries that we had at the end of September. That was the catalyst. That was the disruptor. That was the pivotal point of change, especially in our relationship dynamics. So we're going to see that reverberation, that message, that life lesson, that indicator be carried through into the solar eclipse event. On October 22nd, we will have Mercury on the move again, this time moving into Scorpio waters. So we get the intellect, the logic, the practicality from Mercury, and we get emotional and intuitive insight from Scorpio energy. Again, Scorpio energy is deep, it's dark, it's probing, it's deeply transformative. Now, with Mercury in Scorpio, we put our detective hats on. We have to ask the right questions in order to get the right answers, in order to be informed on some of the choices and decisions that we're currently on the fence about. Even more than that, we're able to pick up on the subtle energies that people might not be saying, but that their energy is exposing. Again, tapping into our intuition, we're able to pick up on the hidden details, the hidden information that may not actually be physically offered to us. Regardless, there's going to be a lot of conversations. They're going to be very deep conversations. They're going to be deep conversations in the realm of relationships as far as desires, passions, and intimacy goes, where Mercury was in Libran energy, kind of, indecisive and focused in on the shallow realm of emotion and thought. We're taking it all the way to the deep end in Scorpio energy. Now, just hours after Mercury does move into Scorpio energy, the sun is going to move into Scorpio energy, which kicks off Scorpio season. Now, let me just say, as a Scorpio, I know Scorpio season is not favored by too many people. Even some Scorpios do not enjoy Scorpio season. Matter of fact is, it's deep, it's dark, it's intense, it's probing. How could it not be? We have Pluto, the great transformer himself, through death and destruction in order for rebirth and a resurrection to take place as his primary ruler, and the god of war, Mars himself, as the co-ruler. So yes, things are intense. Yes, we're fighting for change. Yes, we're going to see major transformation as we break out of this cocoon and we test our wings out for the very first time. We have to understand that it is a fixed water sign. Fixed signs want to stabilize. Water signs need a good cleansing, need a good transformation of the emotional state in order to build a brand new stable foundation to operate from. Scorpio season is going to be very revealing. It's a time for us to merge back into a state of wholeness. What do I mean by that? Well, we've been very divided between our heart and our head. Those are going to merge. We're going to operate from a whole energy. We've been divided in our inner realm versus our outer realm. We're going to merge them. We're going to mirror back to us in our outer realm what it is that we've already decided we need to see in our inner realm. We need to merge our egoic self with our higher self. This is where the old version of self and the new version of self meet up. They merge and we start operating from a whole energy. Just in time for the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus energy. This is taking place on the 28th. It's taking place in 5 degrees of Taurus energy. And let me just say that this is the final story in the book of what the Taurus and Scorpio axis of karmic life lessons have been for the last 18 months. In case you need a summary, it was about death, endings, and closures in order for there to be a space provided to create something better in the place of the things that need to die, that need to end. It's been very dramatic, very intense, and this is the final chapter of it. Now, a full moon is going to bring in a full illumination of some information and details that have been hidden away from us. This is going to change our perspective, change our understanding. But of course, we don't have control because it is still eclipse season. Expect the unexpected. A lunar eclipse tends to remove something, end something, close the door on something in our lives. And in the realm of Taurus energy, it could be blockages where our self-worth, our self-esteem is concerned, our self-confidence is concerned. It could be removing the blockages in our day-to-day life, in our day-to-day routine that keeps us stuck in a rut, not able to grow. It could be removing blockages in our relationship dynamics, in our financial situation, in our fears and doubts and insecurities that are blocking us from making long-term plans to actually pursue our goals and dreams. However, it gets unpacked again. We're at the mercy of the cosmos, and we are definitely going to see the beginning of the end because we're closing out this karmic chapter and we're going all the way in with this Aries and Libran axis. That, of course, is teaching us a very good lesson on who it is that we need to be independently and who it is that we need to be while being a part of something bigger, something greater, where relationships are concerned. So you best believe that this is paving a beautiful pathway into the Halloween event, which of course the veil is at its thinnest. We get to kind of receive a lot of intuitive and psychic futuristic insights. It's going to help kind of blaze the path, the plan, the strategy, the direction and moving forward, and really open us up to be prepared to make some serious adjustments in our life due to these unexpected events popping off as we move into November. So that is just a brief summary on what it is that we can expect for October. Let's break it down one event at a time. So if you're ready, let's jump in and let's see what October is going to bring.